Welcome. I'm back with another video. I wanted to share with you how I put my Sisterlocks back in using a self-locking tool that you can actually purchase using the link in the comments below. As you can see, I had brain surgery back in June of 2019. They had to shave the left side of my head. There was a scar going down that side as well, which slowly started to disappear as the hair grew back. 9 months later, I felt like I had enough hair to go ahead and put the locks back. So, in April of 2020, in the house on quarantine, afforded me the time to actually put my locks back in. So, I'm going to give you some tools, tips, tricks, and techniques on how to self-lock your hair. I like you to get the technique down pat, so just watch my hands and think of a clock. And, as you can see, I'm doing a 3-point turn. So, I'll stick my hand in and think of your finger as the pointer. So, I'm going to point at 9 o'clock, point at 6 o'clock, then point at 3 o'clock and move backwards. So then point at 6 o'clock, point at 9 o'clock, point at 6 o'clock, point at 3 o'clock, point at 6 o'clock, point at 9 o'clock, point at 6 o'clock, point at 3 o'clock, and so forth and so on until the lock is tight to the scalp. One thing to keep in mind is where you want to end up. While I'm doing a 3-point turn, I do my last lock rotation would be at 12 o'clock because I want my lock to lay down. So I'll do the 3-point, the 9, 6, 3, then go back, I'll do that, but then I will end on 12 o'clock depending on where I want my lock to lay. 12 o'clock lays down. You see me switch out to the tool. I use my finger until my finger is too large to go through the space in my new growth. Then I need to switch to the actual self-locking tool, which has a pointed end in which I can stick in my scalp and pull the hair through. So here's some tips. Make sure you're parting and clipping. When you're retying or you're retying your hair, you want to be sure that you are redefining your parts as you're going through. So be sure you are parting and clipping appropriately so you can clip those fine hairs out of the way that do not belong in that particular lock, so that you don't mess up your parting. Now, it can be difficult when you're working in the back of your head, especially doing it yourself and you cannot necessarily see the parting, but use your hands and go along the parting and be sure to clip things in place as you are retightening so that you don't pull other hair into that lock and actually you don't want to pull another smaller lock into that lock as well, because that can happen, especially with fine hair. Look out for my self-locking tool instructional video coming soon with close, clear, step-by-step instructions as to how to use the self-locking tool to lock both yourself, your own hair, or another's hair. That video will be coming soon, so make sure you be on the lookout for that and check it out. It will have more detailed instructions, clearer videos, and more guidance as to how to self-lock your hair, as well as where to purchase the self-locking tool.